Hi, I'm Marla Schechter. I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer, and I'd like to talk to you today about the L-1 visa. The L-1 is an intra-company transfer visa, non-immigrant visa, and it's appropriate for somebody who has been an employee with a foreign company for at least a full year and now would like to transfer, or whose employer would like to transfer them to one of their U.S. offices, okay? And that transfer is appropriate in two separate categories. There's two different categories for the L1. One is the L1A for managers or executives, or the L1B for people with specialized knowledge of the company's products, services, procedures, etc. Okay, so let's first talk about the L1A. The L1A, for someone who's a manager or executive, that usually requires the person to have people working underneath them, so that they are not providing the bottom line service or product or making the product that the company sells themselves. They are managing other people who will then do this for them. And it's usually not just one level of person, but it's a couple of different levels. So they can't be just a supervisor level managing people who are actually producing the product. They should be managing professionals themselves or other managers. Okay? So that's the L1A. If you don't manage other people, but you manage a function within the company, it can also work for you. That's an alternate requirement for a manager, is someone who's managing a function within the company. It's usually good, however, for specific projects if you're managing people at least part of the time for the L1A. Okay, so that's the L1A. The L1B is for someone with specialized knowledge of the way the company operates in some way. So it's either an arcane kind of service the company provides or a specialized product that's high-tech or just highly specialized in some way and unique. Okay, if a product that the foreign company makes is specific only to that company and no one else is making it, then it shouldn't be too hard to show specialized knowledge. And if you're working directly with the differences in that product, whether you're doing sales, marketing, engineering, software development, anything like that, but it's a specialized kind of product or service that you're providing, that information has to be brought out and clarified quite thoroughly. It's usually several pages of documentation and explanation as to how you have that specialized knowledge. But those kind of individuals with that knowledge will qualify even if they're not managing other people. The other major requirement for the L1, and I referred to this briefly before, is that the two companies, the foreign and U.S. companies, have the correct qualifying relationship to each other. Okay, so basically that means that the companies are controlled by the same group of shareholders or the same common company. So there's a number of different ways to prove that, okay? But it has to be demonstrated through the supporting documents, stock ownership certificates, shareholder transfers, things of that nature, to show that the two companies are commonly controlled. The total number of years one can get on L1A status is 7. L1B status, it's 5, unless you're commuting back and forth from the Canadian or your other foreign office to the U.S. and you spend less than 180 days in the U.S. per year, then you can basically renew indefinitely. Okay, so there won't be any maximum number of years you can spend on L1 status. And that is basically it for the overall L1 category, just an overview. But I'm happy to take individual scenarios and questions, either by having you call my toll-free number, or you're welcome to email me at marla@getausvisa.com. Again, that's marla@getausvisa.com. Thanks so much for listening.